In today's class, we are going towards the topics as like subtopics, we can say, that is related to plotting a quadratic graph from table values, plotting a graph from table values. The first section is this, and then solving the quadratic equation, solving quadratic equation there. As like which is given ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and we will have to go for by factorization, by quadratic formula, or by graph, and completing square also for using the solution of quadratic equation there. First of all, we go towards plotting a graph from table values like that, and like plotting a quadratic graph. First of all, what does the quadratic graph look like? I will say that the quadratic function, which has the general form like ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Let's suppose is given like in this form, and where a, b, and c are constants. And for quadratic equation, you should always have to remember that this a should not equal to 0. A should not equal to 0 there. And we will say if this is always a smooth curve, the graph will look like a smooth curve, and it should be called as parabola. I am going to draw also so that you can be familiar with shape of parabola also. So if he is saying if a is greater than 0, like it is 3x square, 5x square, like that, if it is greater than 0, parabola should be upward, like it should be, parabola should be upward or in the form of U shape like that, like in this form. Parabola should be in upward direction. Parabola opens upward, and it should be U-shaped in this format, and it is a minimum point. Minimum point. On the other end, if you are saying it is negative, like minus 3x square, minus 5x square, like that, then parabola opens downward. Parabola opens downward. And I will also say that it is like in this form. This is a maximum point there. This is also a parabola shape. And the curve is always geometrical about a vertical line, like in this form. As like it looks left side, it will look right side. As in this form, there is a vertical line. This side will be exactly mirror image of the other side there. For example, I say how to construct the table values and how to go for finding and plotting a graph there. Let's suppose you are provided with a question of y is equal to x square minus 2x minus 3, like that. This is the quadratic expression which I want to say plot it graphically there, with having the range like x is greater than or equal to minus 3, less than or equal to 5 there. So these two are the values boundaries which I will say that I want to plot for this graph there. First of all, x values are given the range like yearly every integer minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone is given. So take a graph like here, like you are using x and y here. For this one, you are using x, and this, this. First of all, I'm saying you are taking -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and at the end, I'm saying you can take 5 there. If you put -3 square, 9, 9 and -3, 6, 15. 15 minus 3 is 12. If I put -3 in all the places of x, I get y as 12. If I put -2, 4, -2, 5, 4, 4, 8, -3 is 5. When I put -1, -2, -3, +3, 0. Then when I go for 0, then it is -3. When I go for 1, when it is -4. When I go for 2, I get -3 there. Then it is 0, 5, and 12 there. Let's plot the graph now. You have all of your values. Now you will have to go for plotting a graph there. Like the minimum value, you have -3 there. So you should also take -3 on the graph also. Like in this form. Now I am taking here as -3, -2, -1 and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you just observe where the graph is and how it will be formed there. So I will say -3 is 12. So I will have to take 3, 6, 9, 12. At -3, I am saying that it is at -3, it is 12. So it is the point over here. At -2, it is having value 5. At -2, it is having the value 5. At -1, it is saying 0. At 0, it is saying -3. And at 0, -3, at 1, it is -4, like little bit down. At 2, it is saying -3 again, means it is coming up now. At 3, it is saying 0. At 4, it is saying 5 again, 5 again. So exactly in over here. And for 5, it is again taking 12 there. So 12 is coming like, if you just join all of these points, you can easily observe it is cup up. And you can say it is parabola shape that is directed in upward direction there. And it is a smooth curve, which never a straight line between 2 points and never a V-shaped there. So these are the pattern how to plot a graph there. And when you are reading the information from the graph there, like roots means where the curve crosses the x-axis. But he asked find the roots of this equation. Question is mostly asked roots of this equation. How you will find that? For that purpose, I will say that you will just check where the curve crosses the x-axis, like this point and like this point. You will say there are two roots where y is 0 and 0. So x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 3 there. So these are the two roots which you can obtain by doing the midterm break of this equation. You can use the quadratic formula for getting minus 1, 3. You can use completing square method or this graph plotting method to solve any expression of quadratic formula there. And the point where it touches the y-axis, like this is the y-intercept, that is minus 3 right now, where the curve crosses the y-axis is equal to c, is equal to the point which is without variable x there. The point where the curve crosses the y-axis is the point which is having a constant value of ax square plus bx plus c. So minus 3 is your y-intercept as c there. And the minimum point or maximum point. Right now, if you just observe, this is your minimum point with the value minus 5. Or maximum point if you have your graph in opposite direction. If I show you here, if you get a graph like in this form, this is your maximum point or this is your minimum point over here, then I will say the turning point, lowest or highest of the curve, will be explained like this. And line of symmetry is the line, perpendicular line drawn, which shows that on both sides of the curve there is a straight line there, which are showing that it is, and this area both are the mirror images of this curve. Little bit right and left will be making through the turning point, and it will pass through your turning point. That can be minimum point, or for this one line that can be a maximum point there. So in this case, you should remember that vertical line should always be at the center. And in the worked example which I did for you, the curve crosses the x-axis at -1 and 3 there. And these are the roots of this equation, x square minus 2x plus minus 3 equal to 0. If you go for midterm break, you will get these roots. I have done graphically for you for the same case. And the minimum point is 1 minus 4 is the minimum point, and it is also minus 4 is present on x-axis 1. It is 1 comma minus 4, 1 as the point of minimum. So I will say you can also do a practice at your home for understanding of this one. Just take another example for me. I'm just writing here for you, which you can do at your home. So it is x square plus x minus 6 is your expression with the limit like x greater than or equal to -4, less than or equal to 3. This is the question which you will plot the graph, and from your graph state the coordinates of minimum point and use the graph to write down the solution of this equation there. I also mentioned here your minimum point for this one will be minus 0.5 comma minus 6.25. This will be your minimum point as your answer, and the roots of your equation will be x equal to -3 and x equal to 2. These should be your final answer questions for this practice question for you at home. After that, we will have to go for solving the basic quadratic equation. Let's suppose there is a zero product rule. Zero product rule. After solution through a graph or quadratic equation, now if I say if two expressions are given are multiplying to give you 0, at least one of them must be 0 like that. Like as I say, let's suppose x minus p into x minus q equal to 0. If this format is given, just remember that separately both can be equated to equal to 0. X minus q can be taken equal to 0 to get x equal to p and x equal to q there. So if we say this is the rule, zero product rule, which I say this is law number one. After factorization, mostly we get this expression there, but in some cases it can directly be also given for some part there. Factorization of the second one method is factorization method, in which I will say that if you are provided with factorization method, if I say to you like ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, or it is not given equal to 0, just he is saying factorize this. So for this one, we will have to find two numbers in such a way that if I multiply with A and C, multiply A with C, multiply A with C, like A multiply C should be added or subtracted in such a way that I can get B there. What does this mean? It means that we will have to go for finding its midterm breaks value there. So if you say that, let's take an example here. I say, as we have done graphically example for us, that was x square minus 2x minus 3. X square minus 2x minus 3. X square minus 2x minus 3. What I said, its A is equal to 1, its B is equal to minus 2, its C equal to minus 3. First of all, multiply A with C. So 1 multiply minus 3 will give you minus 3. Now you want to get, it should be added or subtracted in such a way that you can get minus 2 there. It's all right. Like if you take 1 minus 3, you are getting minus 2. So you can write it x square minus 3x plus x minus 3. Now you can go for x into x minus 3 plus 1 into x minus 3, which gives you x minus 3 into x plus 1. So this is called factorization. If I take little bit hard, let's go for that. Let's suppose I say x square plus 10x is equal to 24 plus 24. How we will go for? It is having 1 there. 1 should be multiplied with 24. 1 multiplied 24 equal to 24. 2 multiplied 12 equal to 24. 3 multiplied 8 equal to 24. 4 multiplied 6 equal to 24. So again, if you go for 6 times, 8 times, 9, like that, if you increase the number, the same thing will be obtained, just their position will be exchanged. Right now, you want to get 10 after adding or subtracting. If you just observe 24, 24, 24, 24 is present everywhere. If you take this pair, you can observe 24 plus 1 will give you 25, but you need 10 only. If you want to go for finding 12 plus 2 or minus 2, like that, 12 plus 2 can give you 14. 12 minus 2 give you 10, but you need here plus and plus only. Means if you take here 2 times minus 12 or plus 12 minus 2, like that, if you take this pair, You can get 10, but you can't get plus 24 there, because minus 2 times plus 12 will give you minus 24. It can be disturbed. So you will have to take that pair which also satisfy your multiplication condition there. 3 times 8, 24, but 3 times a plus 8 give you 11, not 10. 3 minus 8 will give you 5. That is also not 10. But if you go with 4 and 6 to make 10, you will have to take both positive, which will give you positive 24 there. So you will say x square plus 6x plus 4x plus 24. This is the way how we should go for midterm break. For complete understanding, I try to take the harder example there. Now, x into first two terms, common is only x plus 6. Next two terms, 4 is common, x plus 6. Now, you just observe x plus 6, x plus 6, take the common again, into x plus 4 there. If I take another example for you, let's go for it. As I am saying, x square minus plus 11x minus 42. Let's go for this example now. How to do for this? First of all, this is 142 with minus 1. Minus 1 times 42 equal to minus 42, like that. Minus 42 plus 1. After that, 2 into 21 will make 42. 3 into 14 will make 42. 4, no, 5, no, 6. 6 times 7 equal to 40. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 times again, so it's fine. From all of these pairs, I need plus 11x. Remember that it is every time minus 42, minus 42, minus 42. Because minus 42 and 1 have multiplied here to get minus 42. Right now, 21 minus 2 will never give you 11. That can give you 19 there. 14 times 3 is 42. 14 minus 3 give you plus 11. So take plus 14 minus 3. If you will multiply them, you will get minus 42. If you will plus minus them, you will get 11 there. So it is x square plus 14x minus 3x minus 42. After that, x into x plus 14 minus 3 into, when you have taken minus sign, you are making this minus 3x as positive x. Also make this 42 after subtracting minus 3 out. You should write with plus 14 there. Now, x plus 14 into x minus 3 there. So this is the way how to go for midterm break for factorization process there. On your home, I am adding little bit examples here for you, which you can try for midterm break for solution at your home. So you should try with, I will say that go for x square plus 7x plus 12. Try this as midterm break. Also try your way for x square plus 2x minus 15. Try these two examples to do at your home. On the other hand, I will say that for the solution of difference of two squares, sometimes you are provided with three man types. I tell you how. You are provided, these are the special cases which I am adding here. special cases. When you are provided with difference of two squares, like I say, what I said, when you are provided with difference of two squares, how you will go for it. Difference of two squares, then you are taking, let's suppose I say, you are taking x square minus 9 like that. It means there is a difference of two squares. How? X square minus 3 square. Then in this case, you will write it as x plus 3, x minus 3. For remembering this case, you should remember that a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b there. For the second case, when no constant term is provided, like for number 2, I am saying when no constant term is provided, then what to do? Let's suppose you are given for the solution of the equation like x square plus 5x equal to 0. But you observe there is no constant term. What you will do? Take x as common into x plus 5 equal to 0. From here, x equal to 0 and x plus 5 equal to 0. And you can write it as x equal to minus 5. So this is the way how to solve such type of equation which is having no constant, means which is having no value, which is not having x there. As like we were doing our above examples where if you observe like 12 as constant term is available, minus 15 as a constant term is available. When you are not available with a constant term, how to solve the equation I have mentioned you there. After that, perfect square terms is also being given in some cases. The third case is when you are provided with a perfect square. Perfect square means like a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. A minus b whole square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square there. So these two are the perfect square cases. Like I will say like you are provided with, I will say x square minus 6x plus 9 like that. What you can do here? X square minus 2 with formula. B is x, A is x, B is 3 plus 3 square. If you just observe a square for x square, 2 as 2, A is x, A is x, B is 3, B is 3, and then B square and then 3 square. You can write it as x minus 3 whole square. So this is the way where we can use identities, we can use differences of square, we can use no constant term is provided. We will have to use the different types of circumstances depending upon the question as he is asking from us. After that, like after doing factorization, after doing special cases, now I will have to move towards quadratic formula there. So for this one, we will say factorization method is also available, that is done for you right now. Quadratic formula like x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. So for this one, I will say that we will have to go for finding unknown roots. Like you are provided with the quadratic equation where you can use quadratic formula for there. So for this one, I will say use the formula for 2x square plus 3x minus 5 equal to 0. You are going to solve this equation with the help of quadratic formula. First of all, write down a general quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now, write down your a, b, and c values by comparing both of these equations. X square is staying as it is. A is equal to 2 there. A is equal to 2. After that, x is exactly equal to x, b is equal to 3, and plus minus. So it is minus 5 is equal to c there. Now, put all of your these values a, b, and c in the quadratic formula where a, b, c are written. Just write it. X is equal to. He is saying minus b means b is minus, b is plus 3 by the way. So b is minus is coming at its position. B is 3 there. Write 3 here. Plus minus square root of b square 3 square minus 4, and a is 2. A is 2 there, and c is minus 5. Go for it. Divided by 2 into 2 into a is, because he is asking a here and a is 2 there. So it is minus 3 plus minus square root of 9 and 5 2 times 10, 10 and 2 4 40, and minus minus plus 40 divided by 4. So from here, minus 3 plus minus 40 plus 9, 49. After square root will give you 7 only over 4. From here, take two values. In one value, write minus 3 plus 7 over 4. In second value, put minus 3 minus 7 over 4. When you go for minus 3 plus 7, it will give you plus 4 over 4, comma, minus 10 over 4. From here you can get 1. From here you will get minus 2.5 there. So it is 1 comma minus 2.5 is your solution set for quadratic equation by using quadratic formula, step by step explained for you. After that, I will say that when you are provided with quadratic formula, try to make your constants A, B, C in a correct way so that a silly mistake can be minimized. And when an equation does not factorize nicely, like ugly numbers, as we observe, like 5, 2, 7, like ugly numbers, no obvious factor pairs are present there. So go straight to formula. Don't waste your time guessing the factors and forgetting the brackets when substituting the negative value of b there or c, writing minus 4 multiply, like I have written here, 4 multiply 2 multiply minus 5. Don't forget to place the brackets here. And instead of, if you use brackets, you can easily memorize where minus sign is coming and where it is being multiplied. And always substitute the negative numbers in brackets, as I have written here minus 3. If it is coming minus 5, if it is coming like b as minus 3, always mentioned in bracket, when you will be avoided from the silly mistakes. And sometimes we will have to go for completing square. Very rare cases, but we should be familiar with that method also. I will say that we will have to rewrite the quadratic equation in most of the parts. Then for that purpose, I will say, for example, he is saying to me, the original equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 he has given me. Now he is saying, write this expression, this one, in the form of like x plus p whole square plus q, like that. Like in this form, he can ask me the question, For that purpose, I need completing square method. But for solution of quadratic equation, I will always prefer factorization, or I will prefer quadratic formula there. For this one purpose, I will say, let's suppose you are provided with an example like x square minus 4x plus 1. You are provided in this phase. And I say to you that write this equation in the form of a into x minus b whole square plus c. Like I asked to you, write this equation in this form. What you will do? Take these two terms only. Now, x is a square minus 2 into a is x. For making it 4x, you will have to multiply by 2 is already present 2 here. A square minus 2ab plus b square means 2 square. You have done added this as an extra. So you will also have to subtract so that original term should not be affected at all, plus 1 there. And from here, if you just observe here, x square minus 4x plus 4 is telling you that it is x minus 2 whole square, and the outer one terms, these two, minus 4 plus 1 is giving you x minus 2 whole square minus 3 there. And if you observe what are the values of a, b, and c there, so your a is 1, your b is 2, because he is also having minus here. B is equal to 2, and c is equal to minus 3 there. So these are the methods how we should go for completing square determination there. For example, you are provided an, for this one, the practice of example which you should check there for finding, I will say at home you should try x square plus 6x plus 2. Take these two as a square plus 2ab and make a square plus 2ab plus b square for completing whole square as your practice question there. And I will also say sometimes like 3x square minus 12x plus 7. First take 3 common from both of them, then apply the formula like 3 into x square minus 4x. Now go for completing square by using this formula first, then do the practice. So this was your complete topic of today class which you were